You're listening to AM 950 KTNF, the progressive voice of Minnesota. My name is J. Peter Bogosian. I am the host of the Gaily Show, which is coming to you from Century College. It is their Pride Week this week. Century is one of the only community colleges in the entire state of Minnesota that has a dedicated LGBTQ center. To support their students, they're having their Pride Week in April, since they will be out of session in June and only having summer classes. So today we're going to be talking to some students, a drag performer, some staff at the college. So enjoy this very special episode of The Gaily Show. Well, joining me now, my first interview, is Ben Johnston, who is a student here at Century College. So, Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Ben Johnston, pronouns they, them. I am a student here for 4 semesters now. Jumped all around in the world of the majors. Started out as a rad tech student, switched to business, and I just decided I'm going to switch to English. So, the gambit. I've taken many courses which are not going to serve me in my final degree. So just a lot of different fun stuff. I'm a professional barista. I have certifications from the Specialty Coffee Association, formerly the Specialty Coffee Association of America. So I can make you a mean cup of black coffee.
I had no idea there were certifications.
That group is the only certification group in like the world. It was formerly the Specialty Coffee Association of America, and then that group merged with the Norwegian Coffee Association, and they're basically the ones who are like, yeah, no, this is the chemistry, these are the new species of coffee coming out, other stuff like that. Apparently the only other certification you can get right now is there's a University of California undergrad degree that or a minor that was made, but it was based off of the SEA stuff.
Wow.
So yeah. No, it's fun stuff.
So, thank you for sharing that. Century College, as I said in my intro, is one of the only campuses, community college campuses in the state of Minnesota that has an LGBTQ center, a dedicated center. So tell me, what is it like to have this center as a resource, to have a dedicated staff member? Tell us about that experience.
So it was founded, I'm not quite remembering exactly, what was it, 2010? Okay. So it's been almost 10 or almost 14 to 15 years now. So we've been doing pretty good. It's really, really nice to just have a space where students of any background or we've got some allies who just hang out in here and stuff, just to be able to have that space where, you have books that you can check out if you want to do some history on lesbians in Hollywood and stuff like that. There's a lot of different resources. There are some shampoos and safe sex stuff back there. So if you're in a tough spot or you are just wanting to get those more subtly and you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff, you can grab it here, which is really helpful. And for resident staff member, it's really, really phenomenal because when I first came here, we didn't. So it was kind of up in there of are we allowed to do this with the space? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
But since Corey, shout out to Corey, came in, it's been really, really nice to just ask questions and hey, what do we want to do with this? What do we want to do with this? And get that stuff done. And also, Corey's been doing a phenomenal job organizing the queer events on campus and stuff like that and communicating with people. It's been really, really nice.
And tell us a little bit about Pride Week.
Pride Week. So last night we had Bibi Zahar Bonet come and show her new film, Becoming Bibi. I was unfortunately unable to come because I had some stuff going on, but I did hear from Ash, the president of the club, that it was a really, really cool film, and it was a lovely Q&A afterwards. Tonight is the Century Drag Show. We have a local drag queen who used to be the president of the Pride Club here.
Oh, wow.
She's going to be hosting, which is going to be super fun. And then we're going to have a bunch of different performers and a lovely little dinner. I'm going to be helping serving the dinner. You can never escape food service. But
you are certified.
I am certified. And after that, there's going to be tentatively a lavender graduation and some other events going on, and it's all really exciting.
For prospective queer students who are looking for a community college home, what would you offer to them about Century?
Century is very accepting. It is very it is very open, and it is very, I don't know how to say, but practical. Like, there's a lot of colleges that they'll say, oh, we have this, give us your money. And then you actually get there, and it's like, okay, that was active 5 years ago. Nothing has happened since. And it can get really frustrating. Century has been really phenomenal with just having our back as queer people, and all of the staff. Like, my teachers are phenomenal. I had my 65-year-old human biology professor write his pronouns on the board the first day. Like, and he had all of us write our pronouns on our name cards that he had.
Wow.
Like, super, super cool. Shout out to Professor Chuck Paulson. He was phenomenal. So, no, phenomenal space. I've really, really enjoyed Century. They're very affordable. So for... for poor queers like me, it's a great option. But yeah, no, it's I would heavily suggest anybody who's looking for a space where they can be themselves but still get a really good education. Century's phenomenal for that.
So as we're the Gaily show and we talk about a lot about LGBTQ culture and entertainment, are there any shows, films, music, books, queer that you have been digging lately?
Okay, so I really enjoy, I'm heavily involved in music.
Okay.
So I have been, for music recently, I've been really, really enjoying Orville Peck, who is a gay Western and country singer. I'm fortunately, a friend of mine offered for a birthday gift to pay for tickets to go see him at the Armory in Minneapolis soon, which I'm very excited for. So I've been really enjoying his music. His music is very Americana and like spaghetti Western, like that old like Johnny Cash Western style, which is what I personally really enjoy. Not a really big fan of like 90s to like 2015 country. That kind of like Blake Shelton has never been my personal cup of tea. I understand why people like it, but it's not mine. But Orville really harkens back to the 1930s and 70s country, which is what I've been really enjoying. Of course, for like media and film, I love myself some RuPaul's Drag Race. Season 16 finished. Really enjoyed that. What else? I listen to a lot of different independent artists on Spotify. I'll put on Spotify's For You playlist, and I'll heart anything that I like, and then I'll investigate them later. And a lot of them turn out to be queer. So Spotify, you know me. But one of them that I really, really love is a band called Autoheart. They are a British band that's been existing since 2012, I want to say. Look up Lent, their song Lent, absolutely phenomenal. Just in general, lots of good music. They recently released their third album. I Know That He Loves Me is a phenomenal song. Just lots of very good, positive, hopeful queer vibes. So really like those for music. And for books, Heartstopper. I know it's the joke of like, oh, the softy gays love Heartstopper. I am a softy gay, so I am totally I've been really, really enjoying that one. Read through all of them right when I first kind of accepted myself, and that was part of that, like going from. I came from a very negative background when it came with queer issues, so for that. To find a media that portrayed us as being able to live a hopeful and happy life, that's what I needed personally. I needed that assurance that I would be okay. Yeah. So Heartstopper was that for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't get why people rag on it. Like, we get to have happy, loving,
joyful and honest
queer joy
and honest media. Like a lot of like, I feel like there's the issue of in writing, especially around queerness, where it's like you don't want to like pull a 1950s where everything is absolutely miserable because they had to kill the gay at the end, otherwise it wouldn't be showed in the theaters. So you don't want to be overly negative, but also if you're just sunshines, rainbows, and lollipops, then everybody's like, well, that's not my experience. So what are we going to do? And I really liked how Heartstopper threaded that needle of this is a real relationship. It's difficult. It's hard. But it's worth it in the end. And I really, really enjoyed it. So,
I think that, I'm a fan of, I'm going to admit this on radio. I'm a fan of the Hallmark queer rom-com Christmas movie.
Okay.
And I think, like, if the straights get to have that, we get to have that too.
Yes.
You know, like, those movies are not the reality of straight people. Like, if there are straight people that are having that reality, like, please, like, find me on Instagram and DM me because I really want to know that that's happening. But, like, we get to have those too, you know? And so when people are like, oh, that's not real, I'm like, it's a Hallmark Christmas rom-com. Like, it's cheesy.
It's supposed to be cheesy. It's it's camp. It's like the Hallmark Christmas movies are camp for straight people, and like let us tap into those aesthetics.
So true.
Those aesthetics occasionally. Like let's have fun with that, you know?
Right? So are there queer spaces in town, in the cities that you love to visit?
There is a coffee shop right walking distance from us called The Wild Bean. They are absolutely phenomenal. A lot of the baristas go here. The owner is bi. She's super, super sweet, very accepting, very open space where people can just chill and have a lovely, lovely drink and just enjoy. Also, their pastries are phenomenal. I don't know what you guys are putting in there.
Well, as a certified barista, that's a big recommendation.
I know how to make. I know how to make you a good drink. Don't ask me about muffins. I don't know why their muffins are phenomenal. But other than that, I actually live in Wisconsin, so I don't know too many of the queer spaces in the cities just yet. However, one of my friends did suggest to me there is basically an archive for queer literature and books and other stuff like that, going back to like the 1800s in the cities.
Foil?
Yes, that's the name. She raved about it, and I've been wanting to get to it. And my partner is actually going to a college in that region, so I'm just like, I am going to try and like on my way back, like, hey guys, are you open? I want to check this out because I volunteered at my public library for 7 years. Like I love books and media and stuff like that. So having a space to go into the deep like history of like what was going on and like Oscar Wilde wasn't the only out gay man in London in 1870. Like there's more people out there, you know? So try to do that research for myself, you know?
You know, speaking of that, like I didn't know until I saw the Happy Prince film. Like everybody talks about Bosie, his lover, you know what I mean? And like the tragic love story. There's Robbie Ross. Robbie like completely rehabilitated his career. He found all of the plays afterwards. He like was like put him into a collection. He's like, Oscar Wilde is an amazing writer. Like y'all need to get over it.
Yeah.
And like his ashes are interred with him in Paris.
Yay!
That's
good
how
for them.
And I'm like, why aren't there books about Robbie Ross? Anyway, maybe Quatrefoil has one.
Yeah.
Century, though, must be very special if you're commuting from Wisconsin.
Yes.
To come here.
It's for me. It's about a 20-minute drive on a good day.
That's what I mean.
This morning it took me, I want to say 45 minutes to get here because
That's without snow.
Well, I-94 is going under construction right now, and this was the first day, so people were unfamiliar. I saw two semis get in a honking fight in front of me, and I was like, if you guys start brake checking each other, I swear to God. But no, it's very special for me because one of my sisters, or actually two of my sisters, went here, so they were already familiar with the space, and I asked them, and they were like, no, it's really, really good. And the closest community college that I could afford in Wisconsin was CVTC. I think it was New Richmond is the one. It's kind of around the River Falls region. And I asked some people around them, and they're like, it's five closets and like a courthouse. Like it's not good. And like, which is sad. And like, I've heard people say like, hey, the teachers there are phenomenal. Like I should say, I'm not bashing them, but like for me, I was like, I need different things. 'Cause it's more of like a nursing, college. And that's not what I was going to go into. But yeah. So, I really, really, appreciate like the fact that for me, 20-minute drive isn't the worst because I have an old Ford that gets relatively good gas mileage. So I'm able to afford to get here. So yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you, Ben, for joining us here on The Gaily Show. This has been really special. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
And my next guest is a very special guest here on The Gaily Show and for Century's Pride Week. Please, everyone, welcome Rustina Phoenix Nuttz, one of the drag performers here at Century Pride Week. Hello, Rustina. Welcome to The Gaily Show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Rustina Phoenix Nuttz. I'm known as the auntie of the Midwest. I grew up from the South, so I have a lot of like Southern charm that I bring up to it. So that's why I call myself auntie, because like if you have an auntie in the South, she's like your go-to girl. So auntie of the Midwest, I'm always salty but always sweet. Like I'll throw shade, but I'll always be nice about it and I'll help you out. I'll be like, hey, that hair ain't right, but let me just brush it out for you. So salty, but always sweet.
Like where you're kind of salty and people don't even realize you're being salty?
Well, no, sometimes they do. Sometimes they catch it. And sometimes they're like, you were so nice. And my friend was like, you were really shady here. I was like, I was. But until the Midwest, I've been doing drag for about almost 6 years now. I started in theater, wasn't getting like the casting that I wanted. And so then I moved to drag. And so I started drag in Minneapolis 5 years ago. Left to do a theater gig for a few years, and then I came back in 2022. And since then, I have been producing shows here, performing here. I have my own produced show at the Saloon every first Friday.
Great.
And then I work with another group called B&M Entertainment, where we get a lot of diverse BIPOC humans and perform in different places.
Yeah, I love that. Tell us a little bit about your performance tonight.
Oh, my performance tonight. I was like, you're gonna be bored. No. So like I said, I come from a theater background. So today I'm gonna do one of my theater mixes, which is The Wiz. So it's gonna have like a beginning of one of the ballads into another number. I can tell you. But so I'm gonna do that, and then my second number, I always try to do like an uplifting, inspiring number. So I'll probably do some Celine Dion. I might give you some Jill Scott. I'm still feeling the vibe of what I'm like feeling, but usually I do like a fun up-tempo number, and I do like a little, hey, we're just gonna walk around, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna drink our orange juice, because it's college, orange juice, and have a good time.
Is there a particular song from Celine Dion's Oeuvre that you like?
Salon Deline, there we go, Salon Deline, I got you. For Salon Deline, I'll be doing The Way It Is.
Oh,
it's such a good everybody knows it.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, you're gonna learn. And if you don't learn it, you can at least just do
a sway. Like so, as as Armenian Americans, Cher has to be my number one, like diva and goddess.
Well, see, that's what you grew. That was like your era.
Yes,
that was your era. That's family. See, that was
I look good for my age.
No, you're like what, 43?
Yeah. Oh my God. Rustina, how did you do that?
I just have this magic where I just look at someone's eyes and I'm just like, who are
we are gonna bleep that out though, so that no one knows.
You're 33?
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, you're so young. But yeah, I knew of Cher because what really got me to Cher was Burlesque. And I was like, okay, this
so
is
good
for me to know who she is. But I was more of a like Jennifer Hudson, theater people, Patti LuPone.
Well, yes.
Carol Channing. Those were like my people.
Yes. Absolutely. Burlesque is underrated.
It's about a girl who leaves her old town to move to the big city where she gets robbed and has to make it work. Is that not adulthood?
Yeah.
Is that not adulthood?
Absolutely.
It's actually drag every day. I just get somebody steals from me every day, and I'm like, darn it. Start over again. Play wagon wheel with Tootsie. I make it work.
So tell me a little bit more about your performances, like your shows at Saloon.
So it's an all black cast. It's called Black Friday. Black Friday.
Yeah, we got
so with that, what I do is try to get a lot of black entertainers throughout the local community to come out and perform, and we do it every first Friday. We have our one coming up May 3rd called Black Excellence, and we're going to be doing some of our best performances, and we have the current reigning Mr. and Miss Twin Cities Black Pride will be in it. So they just won, I think, in February. So one of their prize packages was to be a part of my show at least 3 times. So this is one of their moments where they come, represent who they are, and have a great time.
I love that. Are there particular songs that so when you say the theater, do you do the Wiz performances at? Okay.
It depends on the audience, because if it's for instance, we did Chicago Sunday at the Saloon. So of course we're gonna do theater, but I think it's about how I'm feeling and I understanding different audience certain things. I know for a fact that if I go to Blackheart, I could do that because it's very intimate space. We want to have a connection. Versus lush 90s, you want something that top 40s that gives you that concert vibe and very much I'm gonna perform the house down. So it just depends on the audience and who they know. So they know me very well, so they'll enjoy the theater stuff. But I might give you a little Jill Scott because it's Black Excellence. I'm gonna do one of my talents that I've done for a pageant. That's gonna be one of mine, and then probably maybe a spoken word piece where I'm gonna lip syncing a spoken word. So. I do a little bit of everything. I can sing, I can act, I can move. I can't dance. Back in the day in theater, it was an actor who could move and then dancers. I'm a drag queen that can move very well. I can move very well. They don't know it. They might think I'm a dancer, but I'm really just a mover that looks like I'm dancing.
Shaker and a mover.
Shaker and a mover and a mover. You are see, look, you know about it.
Yeah,
You was one of those girls. You was one of those girls.
I wasn't. I went to acting school.
Which one did you go to Scamda?
Where?
Scamda. So there's a place called Amda.
Yes, I went to the other one. The American.
So good one.
I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Los Angeles.
I got into that one.
Did you go?
No, I didn't have the money.
I know.
I was from Georgia and New York. They want me to move to New York, pay tuition, housing.
Yeah.
And then what was you for work? I was like, Mom, I'll just go to my college. I'll go to my state college. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll go to my state college. But yeah, Scamda, because they wouldn't, if you didn't pass their juries, they could literally be like, you can go now. You can leave.
Yeah.
Take a whole year of training. Great. You weren't good enough. You can go now.
Oh, no. The American Academy did that too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's Scada 2. Okay, Scada 2.
Yeah, they looked at all of your grades through both semesters, the fall and the spring semester, and then they looked at they call them exam plays.
Yes.
And you were like, we did 12 Angry Men, but there was more female identified folks in our class, so they changed it to 12 Angry Americans, and then everyone was looking at your role are they trying to set you up for failure, or are they trying to you look at your role. I was the foreman, and I'm like, oh god, I'm done, they're kicking me out this year, there's nothing to do here.
You do a pajama game, they give you Ed, the photographer. I'm out.
I did get back though. I did get in there. I made it all 3 years.
Oh, good.
And then I did some Shakespeare. I got all fancy. Went to England and spent 2 summers doing that. I did it.
At the Globe.
Oh no, I wasn't that fancy.
I tried. I'm being supportive. You said Shakespeare, and
it was another academy. It was the British American Drama Academy, and their thing that they're known for is doing a 6-week intensive program in Oxford. But it's not like Oxford. They just do it in the city of Oxford.
Shakespeare, probably.
Yeah, that's their thing.
I can't. I tried. I tried to read them scripts in lit class, and I was just like, "What they saying?" Can you just give me the clip?
That was part of the reason why I wanted to go. Be like, explain this to me.
But see, it's just because I took it. So when I was here at Climb, I worked for Climb a few years ago, and we had a little professional development where they gave us a Shakespeare sonnet, and we went through it and how to break it down.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a lot of work.
It is.
And this is just one poem. How you do this for a whole script? And y'all be slaying on that stage. Where are y'all? I'm like, yes. I don't know what he's talking about. But he is convicting me to believe that he is gonna go get that girl.
Yeah.
Don't know which girl and why he going to get her, but he looked good.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah. The costumes, if they do them right, are very campy, which I love.
That's how drag started. You know that's what drag was.
Wait, what?
That's how drag started. Yeah, drag was in the Shakespeare, girl. You didn't know that? Drag started. That's how drag was started because only women can play the roles. So because of that, men had to be dressed up as women, and that's really what drag started.
Rustina, the education.
Hey, I also was an educator. I told you I was an educator.
So wait, what does that mean? Like in like?
So I went to school for theater, got my degree in musical theater, and then I went to do auditions in Milwaukee. No, not Milwaukee. It was like Southeastern Region 1, but a place in Milwaukee gave me a call back. But it was a teaching artist job.
Oh.
So I would like teach, but then do performance like ever so often. And I was like a real hard performer. So like I started the contract, I think in May. My first performance opportunity wasn't until July. And the performer in me was like, this is not okay. Then I did like my one song in July, and then my next contract wasn't until December. And I was like, I have to go from July to December.
What?
And just teach. And I was like trying to be on Equity. I was trying to get my Tony Award for Best Featuring Actor in a Musical by 30. I was on it. So you talking about I got to teach kids. And then like as time grew, I realized, wait, I'm actually good at teaching kids. I actually have the gift.
Yeah.
Darn it. Okay, I gotta go teach. So then I taught for like, I know, like half of my theater jobs were teaching jobs, and then my last official contract, I was in Nebraska working for a theater company where we teach in our theater.
Nebraska?
I know. Let's take a moment for that.
Yeah, moment of silence.
Yeah, I went to Nebraska for 2 years. Crazy.
Yeah.
The Southern Belle in me decided, I'm going to go to Nebraska. That's fun. So, yeah, I did that, worked for kids, but then I went into the public.
Of all the places, there's like New Orleans, there's Atlanta, and you went to Nebraska.
Because they're the only one that gave me a call back because they're
There's
like,
Austin.
you're great. You're like, you're great. You have a great voice. You're too big. You're too big. Yeah, that's what happened basically. I was getting told I had a really great. That's fine. I'm good. That's just theater.
Yeah,
like
right.
in Disney, if they would line up the princesses up. They're like, if you're over 5'7", take a step forward. You're not in it. And then they would like go down line and say yes, no, yes, no, yes. Yeah, that's theater. But we love everyone. Yay.
Isn't that weird about how theater is seen as very inclusive? Like all the like, you know, outcasts and the queer kids and everybody like goes to the theater to like find a place, and then you like actually get into the business of it, and you're like
drag.
This is the most discriminatory.
It sounds like drag. We love everyone. Your drag isn't the best. Like you can't be on stage. Okay, work. Thank you so much. You're not wearing pads. You can't do it. You know. Yeah, it's like you're isolated when you're a child. You get into a family, realize, oh no, that family is also isolated. So anytime you move, you're like, this is great. And wait, nope, here's the realness. It takes like 3 or 4 years to get into the behind the scenes moment. Too soon, quiet on set. Behind the scenes moment. Yeah.
So how much of the realness of the drag scene in the Twin Cities can you share?
It is no. Mostly I think overall we're really great. I think it's just that we're all very determined, talented. And also we're sometimes hard-headed. We're drag queens. We're all
that's just the
so
thing.
it's just like it's finding that balance into being like, hey, come on in. Hey, look at this. So I try my best, especially with my shows. I try to even do like a tip spot person with someone who's like up and coming. Hey, can you help us with tips? And then you'll do 2 numbers per tips. And then based on that, I'll put them in the show as a booking fee the next time. So I try my best to try to open up my door as much as possible because I know how it felt for me growing up in the drag scene and in any theater community. So I try to not do what was done to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is RuPaul in your future? Is that something you'd go for?
Keeps asking this.
I know, but it's like it's everywhere now. It's like
go-to thing, yeah. So,
you know.
So I would like to do Drag Race, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I do have the personality, I have the talent. I don't have the money for outfits, and I don't know how to fully sew yet. So
yeah.
when I learn those two things, you're not gonna stop me. I just have to. I also am very impatient, so that's why I can't do sewing, because I'm just like, I want to get it done. And my auntie Cece Thomas is always like, "You're really good at this. If you just calm down and take your time, it will be great." I'm like, but I want it done now. So I think I would love to audition for Drag Race. I just know there's a few other things I need to get like more sharpened before I can go.
Okay.
But I would love to. We have like Mercedes Iman who went there. We have BB Sarah Benet who won the first year, and then there was Utica from Utica, Minnesota, who went on to Drag Race. So there's a lot. Jada Essence Hall, who was a former title holder, she was Miss City of the Lakes at the Gay 90s when she won.
Oh, wow.
And then 2 years later, she got on Drag Race. So
oh, wow.
There's a lot of amazing talent in the Midwest and in our community. It's just about how do you get through the thousands of like, videos. And also how to make a good video, because it's really hard.
Yeah.
To get everything you need and like...
There's a lot that goes into this. It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
People don't know that. And then also, like, I think people don't understand also the toll that it takes on you being on a reality show, because you're with the same people for over a month.
Oh, it's a month.
It's usually like it's 2 to 3 months, but they can slice it down to like I think like a month and a half. Wow. So you do the entire season in that much of time, where you don't see anybody but the contestants and then the production staff. Yeah, you're gonna be upset. You're gonna get crazy. You're gonna want to hit someone. You're going to. Because you saw Bertha yesterday, and she made a big deal about not being in the top 3, while you over here sewing, trying to make sure you don't in the bottom, and she mad she ain't won. Yeah, you're going to be upset.
Yeah,
you're going to be upset.
Yeah.
But I would love to do it. I like the Queen of the Universe is a sort of thing of mine, because like, I'm a vocalist, so like I might go that route.
Yeah.
But my main goal is I want to make sure that I am doing what I can for my community, as well as going for national pageantry, because a lot of people who are in the drag scene don't always know that national pageantry was the back in the version of Drag Race.
Yeah.
You would go win a national title, and then during your reign, you had prelims. So you would go to all the cities that have the prelims to the nationals, and that was like your tour. So you would go out and be like, hey, this is my name, and make sure you like not only represent the national title well, but yourself well enough to be like, oh, can we book you like next year for our Pride? You won't be the title holder, but you were such a great person. We want you to come back next year.
That.
And that's how people can create connections. And how like one of my good aunties, her name is Felicia Savage, she has been performing for over like 10, 15 years, but she goes to Chicago, Arizona.
Wow.
I think she went to Texas, Florida, because she did all that work before Drag Race, going to all these titles and winning these titles and making her name well known. So,
wow.
I know there's so much people don't be knowing. Like they're like, I love Violet Chachki. I'm like, do you know who Chantel DeMarco is? They're like, who's that? I need you to go on YouTube and put in Chantel DeMarco, because she was the original Violet and Pheromone before you had them.
Really?
You know who Sasha Colby is? Now y'all do. But did you know her before she was on Drag Race? Not many people did.
Wow.
So yeah, there's like a whole so there's like the Drag Race realm of drag, and then there's like then there's like the pageant realm of drag. Then there's like there's so much drag, and I feel that people are only seeing a very characterized or it's not generalized, but very specific type of drag, or a general version of what they think drag is.
Yeah.
And that's not all drag.
All drag.
Yeah. Hi, I'm told you I'm an educator, so I'm an advocate, so
there you go. There we go. We see the education. So we are the Gaily Show. We talk all about LGBTQ like culture and media and entertainment. So are there any, like podcasts, TV shows, live performers, music that you have been particularly enjoying and would recommend to folks?
Yes. I have one of my best friends. His name is Malik Harris. He has a podcast called Congenial Cousins. It's on, you can check it on any podcast.
I think I've heard of this one.
He just started not too long ago. So he works with another black queer human, and they just talk about regular day life. Like they had their first few episodes was about like their recap of 2023, what they expect for 2024, and then they just talk about what's going on in their month that they're in. So I listened to that. So he's like a local person. There's also called the Lemon Squeeze here in the Twin Cities. The Lemon Squeeze is by the mother flip phone, Sasha Cassadine. So she has people, guests, I think it's her daughter, Lady Camille, and Mysterio as like the host. And they talk about different topics about what's going on throughout the Twin Cities. The Snack podcast, I think it's called. Lala Luscious, the Snack Luscious. She's our current Miss Belle of the Black Heart, which is the title, the bar title at the Black Heart. She has a podcast, I want to say called The Snack, where she had like a lot of like inspiration, like helpful things to learn how to get better with life skills and things of that nature, as well as having special guests like Blair St. Clair, who was on Drag Race, because her and Blair started drag together in Indiana.
Oh.
So that's how she met her before she got on Drag Race. So Lemon Squeeze, Kajina Cousins, The Snack, those are like my 3 local. One of mine that I really love that's like not like more worldly is it's called the Black Theater Podcast. Broadway Black. It's 3 different people who are in the theater field. So there's a publicist, social media person, a actor, and then a playwright.
Okay.
They used to talk about like monthly things about what's going on in the theater in New York.
Oh,
so they would help people, black entertainers who don't know much about what's going on. Hey, these are some shows you can see. Here's what's going on in the current events and things of that nature. One of the girls, her name is Amber Iman, that was on it. She's now currently on the Broadway show called Limpika, which is airing, that is starring Eden Espinosa, Bet Level, my friend Micah Stapleton, because Michael is from Milwaukee, and I met him from there when I did theater there. Nathaniel's the thing. So she's on the show with her now, and she's like doing her first like big role as a leading role. And so I listened to her before, so being able to hear what she went through and how she grew. So now seeing her like on a big stage is really great. And I also do her number once in a while. And I'm like, hi Amber, I know you don't know me that well, but here's your song that you do on Broadway. I do it in drag. So yeah, so I would say those are my main kind of 4 that I listen to.
All right. Thank you for those recommendations. We'll share those on our website and in our show notes. Talking about being an educator, then, like, what advice would you give to, queer drag, folks that are just getting into it?
Oh, what could I say? Run! Do not do it. You waste all your money, but you look this good. Thank you. I do. Sorry, the lighting. I'm sorry. It's a dragging me. I guess my one advice is to it's so cliche. Eddie Murphy said it. The best advice is take no advice, because the thing is that there are gonna be people who's gonna tell you what you think you should be doing. I have been a victim and a suspect for both sides. Somebody's like, you should do this better. And I'm like, I know my drag. And then I saw the other girl, I was like, oh, girl, you should add a little bit of this girl. She's like, I know my drag. And I was like, how dare she? I am a trained specialist. And I'm like, but we all have our own thing. So I think realizing that, knowing who you are and what you want to do in drag, I think is your main thing, too. Because an alt queen ain't gonna go to a pageant queen because they're not the same. Because it's like alternative horror, rock. You wouldn't go to a pageant girl being like, hey, what can I do to get better? They don't have the same seal. So I just think if you know what you want to do and do that to the finest, and then as you go, listen to what people say and then take what you can from them. Okay. Because I was someone, like I said, didn't want to listen, but my mom always be like, you need to add a little more orange. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to look that orange. And then I was like, wait, let me just... Oh, okay, that's cute. That's a little orange. So I think you just got to take everything with a grain of salt. You don't have to take all the advice. If you do take advice, just do what you think is going to be best for you as a person and as a performer.
How do you know when a song is yours? to do? Like you're like, oh, this is mine. This is me.
So funny story. So I started doing drag. Like I said, 5 years ago I started doing drag, and I was a theater person. So I did Mama Will Provide, the Alex Newell version. So I'm living my life, living my drag life, and then my now drag daughter, I met them, and they look just like Alex Newell. So like I remember I was at a bar in Nebraska. I know. In Nebraska, and I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my God, hey Alex!" She's like, "That's not my name." And I was like, "My bad," and walk away. But now we were doing a show together, and then I hear my song, and I looked at her, and I was like, "So you doing my number now? So you're just taking my number?" So now we have a thing where we take each other's number. But I think any song can be yours. I think it's like a kind of like a respect and like a respect and humility, a humble thing. We're like, oh, I don't want to do this song because we know Jumbo, we should do it all the time. She's gonna do a split, and I can't do no split. But I think if you do, I can't do no split. I can eat a banana split, but I can't do no split. And I think if you make the song yours, it works. For instance, like there's a song that my mom did. Her name is Rustina Phoenix. She now lives in Boston. Hey, Mom. I have on earrings, but no nails. But she did "Walking on Air" by Katy Perry, and I was like, I've never thought about doing this song. And then I watched her, and I said, okay, I can do that. And then I did it.
Yeah.
I think it's like we get inspired, and then we get scared that we don't want to be copying people. But you're gonna do it you're gonna do it your way. She's gonna do it her way. Well, yeah, my mom would do a jump split and a kick, and I will eat a banana split and kick you out of my house after a good night. So, we have different ways, but we're both going to have a good time. Our audience is going to love it, so let's do you.
All right. And looking forward then into the future, are there parts that you would like to, like, are there songs, or are there parts that you would like to add into your act or to your shows?
Yeah, I want to try to do a one-woman show or a one-human show because I'm not binary. I'm funny, as you can see. I did theater, as you know.
Yes.
But it's hard putting, like, all that together, being like, will it work? Because we were like, oh, you're funny, you should do stand-up. That's not the same. It's not the same. But I want to
stand-up is its own thing.
It's so, because, and then, like, you might think something is so funny.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, what's she doing? She looked good, but what's she doing? And I've been that girl who's been like, she really struggling. And I try to help them out because I'll be like, ha ha! You really struggling, ain't nobody laughing. Yes, girl! Nobody laughing. I was about to say something. So I want to do a kind of a stand-up show because, like I said, I can sing, I can be funny, I can perform. And why not put all that together and just have a fun night with Rustina? So, I would love to do that. I have other people who I know that are doing it now, so I'm going to probably reach out to them, watch their shows, because it's a fun way to do something on yourself. All you need is a phone and a Bluetooth connection. That's it. And some lights.
I can see the program now, a really nice font and Rustina.
And then there's only
Rustina.
2 random lights.
Yes.
That's all I need. I was thinking, I used to do theater. So we had to work for a theater company where we would travel to a different school every week, audition, cast, rehearse, and perform a show in a week.
Wow.
With that, was also doing tech work, putting up the costumes and set. And there was this way to do bootleg stage lights, where it was a pole and a board that you would connect the little lamps to.
Oh, wow.
Put them down and wrap around the pole and then stand up a pole on a stick. That's what I think my light's going to look like. It's going to be a little smaller than it's going to be just a pole with one of them little clip-on lights on both sides. That's when you were lights, I was just that. And it's going to be 5 people and we're going to have a good time. It's going to be just like Jack Farland did,
Yeah.
But a little bit more drag.
Well, yeah.
And hopefully I know my
I can see this. This needs to happen. This needs to happen.
If you want to donate and help me get there, my Venmo is Rustina Phoenix. That's RUSTINA PNUNUTTZ.
There you go. There you go. Well, if it does when it happens, then you're going to be a guest here on the Gaily Show.
And
we will get the word out.
And I would love to have you come there.
Really?
Yeah, come and hang out, have a cocktail, laugh your heart out?
I love mocktails. I'm a fan of a mocktail.
You're sober?
It's not that I'm sober. It's that I have a brain that's epileptic. So if I drink too much, which is basically like beyond a glass of something,
Right.
then I'm at risk of, making a scene.
I think that's what every person has. I think everyone has that because when they drink too much, they do make a scene.
Okay, I make a very scary scene that
Again,
requires.
a lot of people do that. But yeah, I get you. I'm more like California sober
Yeah.
too. Like I'll like have like a cocktail or like hang out if I need to. But I'm mostly like just give me my my wonderful herbs.
Yeah.
Meditations. So I can be nice and elevated and then just have me cranberry ginger ale.
And Minnesota is about to become illegal. Well, I mean, we can't. You can own it, but you can't sell it. That's happening in August, right?
We can have it. We can smoke it. We can't have more than I think 2 ounces.
Yeah.
So we can't. But they said we'll be able to sell in August.
That's right.
It's crazy because we got it legalized in March last year.
Yeah.
It's been a year. It's already been a year.
I know.
I remember they brought it up. I was like, we gotta wait a whole another year till we can buy it, and then look, it's already almost in August. And I'm like,
I at least appreciated that they allowed you to have it. You know what I mean? As opposed to being like nothing until August of 2024. So
Minnesota, as we too liberal. We were the first
no,
ones.
no such thing. No such thing as being too liberal.
I mean, for the argument, they were like, we just gotta give it to them.
Oh, I see.
Give it to
yes.
them because the more uproar we try to stop, they're gonna be acting the fool. So let's just have it. You can be calm now, and then we calm. You gave it to us now. We ain't got no much. I ain't got no many problems. I ain't fought nobody yet. Give me what I need, and I'll be calm. That'd be cool.
So how can folks connect with you on social media? Like, if folks want to connect with you, get news about your shows, get news about Rustina, the show,
Right.
How do they do that?
The show. Check out my OnlyFans. No, I'm joking. You can follow me on Instagram. See, I'm funny, but when you put me on stage and stand up, we don't know. But I am on Instagram at Rustina Phoenix Nuttz. That's my first name, P, last name. I'm also Rustina Phoenix Nuttz on Facebook. I have a fan page as well.
Oh.
Hey!
So
Sorry,
recording this, we've got folks that are we've got fans. There are literal fans walking by the windows here.
Little old me from the South. Anyway, so yeah, Instagram, Rustina Phoenix Nuttz, Facebook, Rustina Phoenix Nuttz, and then TikTok, Rustina Phoenix Nuttz.
Wonderful. Well, Rustina, thank you so much for joining us here on The Gaily Show.
Of course. I love it keeping gay.
Keep it gay.
Keep it gay, keep it gay.
Do you do that number?
That was my first college show I did. I was Carnegie.
Oh, no way.
I beat out a sophomore who thought he was going to beat me, and he lost. Twice. Because he thought he was going to win that one, and then we were going to do Rent the next year, so we went to this, opera, this choir, association, GMEA. And he was over there telling everybody, I'm going to be Tom Collins. I'm going to sing everybody the house down. We get to auditions. I sing him under the ground, and I was in the cast, but he was not. He was not. I was in the cast.
There's the lesson. Do not go up against Rustina Phoenix Nuttz.
If you say that as a joke, but it's so true.
No, I'm not saying that as a joke. That came off as a joke. But after knowing you for the last half hour, I know this to be fact now.
I played spades last night with somebody, and we just swamped it. And they're like, "You're really good." I'm like, "Y'all can't mess with me." Singing, drag, spades, cooking.
And yeah, I believe it 100%. Your next show is at the Saloon on
May 3rd.
Wonderful. Starts at
8:30. Doors are opening. 9 o'clock we start.
in queer time.
It is an all black show. Yes, that's all I'm gonna say. It's very CP time. But yeah, I have that one. Then we have a Dolly and Friends show May 31st at Lush. We have I can't remember the rest. I was gonna be like, look at all these shows. Just go to my page and they'll be on there, okay? We got you. we got you. We support you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this very special episode of The Gaily Show, recorded live at Century College for their Pride Week. You can visit us at am950radio.com. Please watch the video of this at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@thegailyshow or at am950radio. You can find us on Instagram. We're at _Gaily Show. You can see preview clips of interviews that we have coming up on our upcoming episodes. And next week, we also have a very special guest, Jeffrey Gavin, who has a new album that just dropped. We spend the entire episode talking to him all about it. So in the meantime, have a great weekend and see you next Saturday.